Lena hated silence. Ever since she was a kid, she'd always kept some kind of background noise running: TV, music, anything to fill the quiet. Silence made her feel watched, like something unseen was waiting just behind it. So when she moved into her new apartment, a cheap unit in an old brick building with paper-thin walls and flickering lights, she unpacked her things to the sound of her ancient television playing static. No cable yet, no streaming, just the buzz of white noise to fill the void. The static helped her sleep that first night. But in the morning, she noticed something odd. The static had changed. It wasn't just the usual hiss and crackle. There were patterns, faint thuds like distant footsteps, a low hum that rose and fell, almost rhythmic. And once, when she passed by the screen, she thought she saw an outline, a face, gone in a blink. She laughed it off. Too little sleep, too much unpacking. But that night she heard the voice, software garbled, hiding beneath the static like a whisper under a blanket. Lena. She froze. The sound came from the TV, still nothing but noise and flicker. She turned it off, heart pounding, and sat in silence for the first time in weeks. The apartment was colder than it should have been. The next day, she asked the old man in the unit across the hall if he'd ever heard voices through the walls. He nodded, slowly. "This building's got its stories," he muttered. "Some say a man died in your apartment back in the 80s. Old set stayed on for days before they found him. Static playing the whole time. Burned into the screen, they said." Lena didn't sleep well that night. She left the TV off, locked her bedroom door, but at 2:47 a.m., it turned itself on. Static again. But this time, there was a clear image flickering through. A man's face. Pale. Eyes wide like he was screaming silently. His mouth moved, but no sound came out. Just the static, growing louder and louder until it drowned out her own thoughts. She lunged for the remote, but it didn't work. The buttons were unresponsive. She yanked the cord from the wall, and finally the screen went black. Then the knocking started, slow, heavy, from inside the TV. She stood frozen, staring at the unplugged screen. Knock, 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 and then a crack, a fine split in the glass, forming from the inside. Something was pressing against it. She threw a blanket over the TV and backed into her room, heart pounding like a war drum. That morning, she dragged the television to the curb. The silence returned. So did her sleep. But peace doesn't last in places like this. 1 week later, her phone rang. No number, just static on the line when she answered. Then the voice came back. "Why did you leave me?" Her lights flickered. The air turned icy. In the reflection of her window, she saw a flicker of the face again, standing behind her. But when she turned, nothing. Desperate, Lena bought a new TV. Maybe something about the old one was broken. She plugged it in, trying to feel normal again. It worked, for a while, until the new TV turned on by itself. Static again. And a different face this time. Her own, but distorted. Dead-eyed, grinning. "Come join us," the voice said. She screamed, smashing the screen with a lamp. Shards of glass rained down, but the static kept playing, inside the broken screen. Now, the TVs don't stop. She's gone through 5. All the same. Static, faces, voices. And the worst part? They've started talking to each other. When she unplugged every screen in her home, she thought she'd finally escaped. But last night, the mirror turned on. It flickered, and the static began again.